Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can see, we have a good old layering combination video for you today, but not just any type of layering combinations, y'all. These happen to be my most complimented, addicting fragrance layering combos that I personally am so obsessed with. So if you'd like to know what these combinations are that will have people completely obsessing over you, then keep on watching. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Oshumare. On this channel, I talk about all things smell good. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave today, as well as give this video a thumbs up. And if you are a returning viewer, hey, it is so good to see you. And thank you so much for all the love and support of this channel, you guys. So today we are gonna have some fun, y'all. We're gonna be mixing and matching. So let's get y'all out here smelling hot and heavy with the first fragrance combination. So for the first layering combination, I started out with one from Giorgio Armani, and this one is called Sea Passions. And this one, first off, the bottle is sexy, right? Red just exudes sexiness, y'all. But in this fragrance, we have a little bit of rose. We have some jasmine in here. There's some heliotrope. There's some vanilla. There's also some blackcurrant and a little bit of pink pepper in here. And really, to me, this fragrance needs no help. She is doing her thing all on her own. But the fragrance that I decided to layer this one with was completely by mistake, but y'all, they go together so well. And the one that I am talking about is one from Carolina Herrera, and this is Good Girl, you guys. So look at that. Don't forget it. And let me tell you the story about how this one came about. So I was on my way to Target to do a drive-up pickup order, right? And it just so happens to be a Sephora store right next door to my Target. So a lot of times if I have time, I always stop by because why not? I just browse around and, I play in makeup, I play in perfume, I talk to the sales associates because at this point we're friends because I'm always in there. And when I walked in, I immediately went over to the fragrance and I sprayed this one on me. Now, right before I walked out of Sephora, y'all, I randomly happened to pick this one up because at the time I didn't own her. She wasn't in my collection. I just heard that people love her, but I was more into Very Good Girl. But I decided like, hey, you know what? Like while I'm sitting in the car at Target, let me just see if I feel like this fragrance vibes with my chemistry. But not even thinking about the fact that I had just put this one on underneath, right? So layered these two, walked out, and drove over to Target to do my Target pickup order. So I'm sitting in the car, waiting on the sales associate to come over to the car and bring me, my groceries. And I'm also talking to my husband on the speakerphone in the car. So I'm sitting there, we're talking, and then the sales associate, I see him approaching my car, and I roll my window down, and he's like, hey, where would you like your groceries? And so I tell him he could put it, in the back seat, right? I have an SUV, so the back seat is not like right there next to me, like right in back of me. It's a little bit of a distance, but nonetheless, it's in the back seat. So I roll the window down, he's putting, the groceries in, I'm talking to my husband. As I'm talking to my husband, y'all, I hear him go, and I'm like, what's that mean? Did you forget something in the store? You gotta run back in? Like, do you not have everything? Like, what's happening, And he's like, I don't know what perfume you have on, but you smell absolutely amazing. And I was like, oh, like what? Like, this is a compliment I'm getting from a random dude who's just putting groceries in my car. I'm not right next to him. And I'm like, okay. Now, I thought it was a really nice compliment, but my husband on the other end, y'all, he wasn't feeling it. He was like, listen, you can't go to Target by yourself no more. However, I will say that once I got home, because he heard that dude complimented me, he was curious to see, what the fragrance smelled like. And as soon as I walked in, he did say that fragrance just hit him as soon as I hit the door. And he was like, hey, do you have that? And I was like, I only have one of these. It's a layering combination. So the fact that he too was like, yeah, that smells really good, and do you have that combination? Let me know. Okay, well, something's happening here. Like, something's happening. So little did I know that these fragrances share a few commonalities. Like, they both have cedar, they both have patchouli, and they also both have rose and vanilla. And somehow the extra almond in here and the tonka bean and the cacao mixed with the fruity notes that are in here, like the black currant, and you have a little pineapple. You also have a little pink pepper. Such a good combination, y'all. So once again, that is Sea Passions with Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. For the next layering combination, I started out with my base of Elixir 11 from Kayali. This is a sexy, warm, spicy rose and patchouli combination that is great for date night. But with this one, when I think of it being worn in more of like the colder seasons and not really spring or summer. I feel like it's a little bit too musky and deep for me. And so I wanted to pair this one with something that would kind of brighten her up a little bit. And so I started to think like, what else would be a nice addition to this to just kind of brighten her up a little bit, make her not as deep? Because to me, it smells like there is some type of oudiness in here. However, there isn't anything listed. There's 2 different types of rose, there's jasmine, and there's also like red apple as well. So I decided to combine Elixir with another one from Giorgio Armani, and this one is called Sea Fiori. And aren't they a cute duo? Ooh, 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 this is the man, this is the woman. I mean, not saying that it smells manly, I'm just saying, you know. Anyway, this combination is so sweet. This one is giving, y'all. So Sea Fiori is like a powdery, syrupy, sweet vanilla rose scent. You've got some black currant in here and some rose. There's some vanilla. This is just a pretty, like, gorgeous, fluffy, flirty type of scent. But it's not as deep as I would want it to be for like a date night, you know? So that's why I decided to add these 2 together, because Elixir has like that depth and that deepness and that alluringness that this one is missing, whereas Sea Fiori gives Elixir that softness and a little bit more of that flirtiness and not as much depth. So this one tones this one down and this one amps this one up a little bit, but the combination together is so good. So once again, this is Elixir 11 by Kayali with Sea Fiori. All right, you guys, so for this next combination, I'm gonna start off with one that is definitely controversial in the fragrance world. Now listen, this is either a love or a hate. And honestly, for me, this was one that I just have not been able to get with, but it was gifted to me. And so I had to figure something out to be able to wear it. And my gosh, did I figure something out. So I started out with Mugler's Alien, right? Ooh! So Alien is a very woodsy, deep, dark, jasmine, musky fragrance. And surprisingly, there's not that many notes in Alien. In the opening, you get jasmine, and in the mid notes, you get woodsy notes. And in the base, there's amber, right? So you wouldn't think that that combination would be so potent and just so, you know, dark and just heavy, but it really is. You're either gonna be like, oh my goodness, that's gorge, or you're gonna be like, where does that get that away from me? But men love this one, y'all. I mean, they absolutely love this, and you know, it stands out on its own. But like I said, I didn't buy this on my own. This was gifted to me. I never would have bought something like this, because this girl, I mean, you know, I am not you. She is not me. I'm sorry. The type of woman I picture wearing Alien is like, you know, she always is in like fur coats, you know, like her hair is always, you know, either bone straight or slicked back to the gods. She's always dropping knowledge on you, like nuggets of knowledge. And that just ain't me. I mean, you know, I get a little deep. I can be deep now, but I ain't that deep. And I just, when I put her on, it just don't feel like me. And the person that gave this to me, I know they're gonna be like, girl, like how you liking that fragrance the next time that she sees me? And I don't wanna, you know, I'm a terrible liar. I don't wanna lie and be like, oh girl, it's good. Like I'm probably just gonna be like, It's not that this is an ugly fragrance. You know, it's gorgeous to some people, but for me, I'm just like, what am I supposed to do with you? So it got me to thinking, okay, well, it has jasmine in it, there's amber in it, like what other fragrances do I have that can play on those notes and lighten this up a bit? And y'all, I decided to layer this fragrance with Donna Born in Roma, the original. Girl, when I tell you, this is so intoxicating. Like what? Who would have known that all this fragrance needed was a little extra bourbon vanilla and some added jasmine to it and some pink pepper. And then let's not forget that this fragrance also has some bergamot in it, so it's a little bright, so it adds a little brightness to this. So everything I feel like this one needs in it to be more crowd pleasing, Donna Born in Roma has. But when you combine them, and also, can I tell you, it's giving Donna Born in Roma intense, y'all. Let me just say, I sprayed this combination on one arm. I sprayed the other arm with Donna Born in Roma intense. I'm not saying it's the same, because it's not, but it smells so similar. Try it. Just, if you have these two, try it. But this is definitely date night approved. This is definitely, I'm on the prowl, you know, I want to be noticed type of fragrance. Proud, commanding. I mean, if you just want all eyes on you, you want to turn heads, you want people to be like, ooh, who was that? This combination is gorgeous, you guys. I mean, it's a dangerous combination. It's dangerous. To go from, I don't really like that, and add this and be like, what? Mind blown? Just try it. So if you have it, I highly suggest it. Once again, this is Donna Born Aroma layered on top of Mugler's Alien. For the next layering combination, we are moving more so into spring, light, pretty, floral scents. And for this combination, I started out with another one from Giorgio Armani, and this is My Way, the original. You gotta like tuberose to like this one, but if you don't like tuberose all that much, then I think you'll like what I combined this with. Yes, there's tuberose in here, but there's also bergamot, there's some orange blossom, there's some jasmine, there's some white musk in here. This is a gorgeous, perfect for spring fragrance on its own. You can wear it on its own. But one day I was rushing out the house, as I always am. This is usually, by the way, how I find all of my layering combos. I start out putting one fragrance on and then I'm rushing out the door and I'll randomly grab another one and spritz that on top. And then I'll leave the house and I'll get so many people asking me, what am I wearing? On this particular day, I was rushing out the house. I put this one on, and right before I walked out, I layered it with Rose Gold by Tiffany & Co. This is such a pretty, classy, elegant, but like flirty combination all at the same time. I didn't even know that this was gonna be as much of a hit as it was, but when I tell you, I was craving this combination when I knew that the weather was starting to change. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to wear that combination. And it's a compliment getter. So these two do share a few common notes. Like this one has tuberose and this one has blue rose in it, and then they both have musk in them. This one also has black currant and it has a little bit of cedar in it, and these two combined, beautiful. For the next layering combination, I started out with this one in my hand that I was craving while I was sick, but because my nose was so sensitive to like patchouli smells, I really needed to find a way to be able to tolerate this fragrance. And so I decided to get a little creative. So the fragrance that I started out with from my base was one by Chanel, and this is Coco Mademoiselle. And y'all already know this patchouli is patchouli in it here. And this is just a sweet citrus, white floral, woodsy patchouli fragrance that is just gorgeous, but it packs a pow. So if you're sick, it's like, it can be a little bit off-putting, but I really wanted to wear this. So what I decided to pair this one with to tone down some of that patchouli was none other than our girl, Vanilla 28 by Kayali. And y'all, I mean, who would think to put these two together? Because they have completely different notes. There's Madagascar in here, there's brown sugar, there's also a little hidden patchouli in here, but I don't get the patchouli at all. But I'm thinking maybe the patchouli in here is matching with the patchouli in here, and they just patchouli in together, and they just made a beautiful mix, y'all. It's something, once again, that you wouldn't think, oh, let me pair that with that, because these are not in the same scent category whatsoever, but when paired together, something magical happens, y'all. So I would highly suggest that if you have this one, that you pair it with this one. So once again, that is Coco Mademoiselle paired with Vanilla 28. For the next layering combination, I decided to start out with my base of La Nuit Trésor. And if you don't know, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous, sweet vanilla caramel scent that is very crowd pleasing. It's very sexy. It's very intoxicating. But if I'm being honest with y'all, yes, this is a huge compliment getter. Like every time I wear it, I get compliments, but it's a little boring to me. And I can't lie. I need a little bit more from this fragrance. And so because of that, I rarely pull for this one, because I'm just like I always look over this. So I'm like, listen, I have this full bottle of this. What am I gonna do with this? Like, there's gotta be a way for me to want to reach for this. And y'all, what I was missing from this fragrance, what I paired it with, took this to another whole level that I am addicted to. Addicted. And the fragrance that I layered it with is one from Kayali, and this is Love Fest Burning Cherry. What? Like I said, she's already good, but I mean, my goodness, say what? You know how things can be good? I mean, really good. But then all of a sudden, you know, sometimes things are really, really good. That's this combination. I mean, the sexiness that this one poured on top, this is literally the cherry on the top. If you have this and you have some type of cherry in your collection, I don't even think it has to be this one. If you have not another cherry, or if you have lost cherry, this is so delicious. Mouth-watering good, you guys. Oh, then layered with this one. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Y'all, it's so juicy. So in this one, we have burning cherry, there's raspberry, there's pralines. Mind you, there's praline in this one as well. There's some Palo Santo, there's some Gaiac wood, and there's some patchouli, y'all listen. It's just so I have a feeling that what La Nuit Trésor Folier is pretty much what this is, because La Nuit Folier has that added cherry note. If you don't have it, don't even get it. If you have a cherry fragrance and you have the original, just mix them together and you're welcome. If you wear this combination, y'all, expect to get so much attention from everybody, because they're gonna be like, what is that? What are you wearing? I have to know. They're gonna want you to write it down. I already told y'all I have a story about this when I got chased after in a store. So I can only imagine if I'm wearing this and I'm wearing this. Child, it brings all the boys to the yard, but I only need one. Y'all, I'm having so much fun with these layering combinations. This is literally what I do every single week. I should start giving y'all layering combos for the week, because I layer so many things and I forget to tell y'all. But anyway, let's get back to the video. Girl, stop talking. So for this next layering combination, I started out with one from Marc Jacobs, and this is Daisy Love Marc Jacobs Paradise. It's a newer fragrance, so that's why I kept looking at the bottle, but I have a story with this one. So I originally went to Ulta to spray this one because I saw that it just, you know, dropped, and I was really interested in the notes that were in it. It's got iris, patchouli, and it's got whipped cream in it. But they didn't have this fragrance in stock. So I ended up spraying myself with this, and then since I was in there but I couldn't buy this one, I just decided to walk around and, you know, play in other fragrances that I didn't have in my collection and maybe spritz myself with one of those too. And the one that I decided to spritz myself with on top of this one is one from Ariana Grande, and this is God is a Woman. And once again, a combination that you really wouldn't think to put together. And I wasn't even trying to just layer these two together. I just wanted to see what this one smelled like because I didn't have it in my collection. So after I sprayed myself with God is a Woman, I walked out the store and I went to the store next door to go do some shopping for my baby, because there's like a Baby Carter's next door. And when I walked in, you know how the sales associates are. They're like, hey, how you doing? Can I help you with anything? And I'm like, no, you know, I'm just, you know, looking for stuff for my baby. And I'm a very talkative person most of the time when I go in the store. So she and I, you know, like, you know, just spark up a little conversation. And I noticed that after we were done talking, she was, you know, putting clothes away in the store, and in every spot that I was going into, I saw her kind of make her way over to all those same spots until eventually, like the fourth spot, she stops putting the clothes away and she goes, that is you. And I'm like, that is me what? And she's like, that fragrance, I was following that trail all around the store. That's you. She was like, what are you wearing? It's so pretty. And I'm thinking to myself, you gotta be kidding me. Like, she can't be talking about that combination that I just put on. So the next time that I went into Ulta once again to pick this fragrance up, because that's originally why I went in there, I did the same combo. I sprayed this and then I sprayed this on top. And y'all, one of the sales associates came up to me and was like, girl, what perfume do you have on? And so I told her it was this combination, and she was like, wow, I would never think to put that together. That's actually surprisingly really good. And these two don't share any type of notes. It's just like a floral, powdery, sweet scent. It's got like Madagascar in it, and there's pear in here, and there's also orris in here, but somehow they just go beautifully well together. And there's also a little bit of rose in here, but it's like all the way in the back. You mostly get like just a burst of like floral, fresh, fruity scents. And I don't know, but all I know is that I really did enjoy this combination when I was wearing it, and so many other people loved it too. So I did go back and I got this one, and now I can't wear one without the other, because when I think of this one, I think of this one. So once again, for this combination, this is Daisy Love Marc Jacobs Paradise with God is a Woman by Ariana Grande. All right, you guys, so last but not least, this is my heavy hitting, addictive, mysterious, seductive, lure everybody in combination, y'all. I mean, this one ain't playing no games, y'all. So this one, hands down, is for date night or just cold nights. Like right now it's raining outside. If it's snowing where you guys are, even better, because this combination is thick. So for this last fragrance combination, my base that I started out with is one from Lattafa, and this is Camera. And Camera is just, I mean, I ain't gotta say nothing. I mean, can we get a moment of silence for her? This is for my boozy girls, y'all. This one has cinnamon in the top, then it's got some nutmeg, it's got dates in it, it's got benzoin in it, and vanilla and tonka bean. It's boozy, it's a warm, spicy cinnamon date bomb. It's just so gorgeous. She needs no help. She needs no help. She's good all by herself. But, you know, this is a layering video. So I decided to layer Camera with, what did I layer her with? Where is it? Billie Eilish by Billie Eilish, you guys. This one, you are gonna be stopping traffic. Like literally, you will be wearing this in traffic and somebody will be rolling past you with their window down and they're gonna be like, what was that? Did you smell that? What was that? It's such a good fragrance layering combination. You need this, girl. In Billie Eilish, we have some vanilla and some cacao. There's woody, spicy notes, and there's some berries in here, you guys. But when you put it with this one, oh my goodness, it's like a cinnamon, vanilla, date, yummy, scrumptious dessert that everybody wants to eat. This is the combination that you put on when you're trying to get your point across. You definitely cannot go unnoticed with this combination. But aside from all of that, you guys, I'm so addicted to this fragrance. I'm literally like obsessed with it. When I smell it on myself, I can't stop smelling myself. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is one of those combinations that you put on and you don't need anybody to tell you that you smell good because you know you smell amazing. So if you have Camera, I would highly suggest that you layer it with Billie Eilish by Billie Eilish. All right, y'all, and that brings us to the end of today's combination. So I hope that you guys enjoyed these combinations that I gave you. Do you guys have any of these combos? Drop down in the comments below. Let me know, what are some of you guys' favorite layering combinations? And yeah, let's talk about it. Let's start this conversation. Let me know what you guys are smelling like out in these streets. What are y'all killing the game with? Don't forget, if you are not a part of the family, to hit that subscribe button before you leave today. And if you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. And as usual, take care of yourself. God bless, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.